I'm Richard Randall, and welcome back to the Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker, the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or to sell real estate with Barb Schlinker, the owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Barb, I've recommended you and your team for years, but many people do want to interview several agents to pick the best one in their opinion. You have a report on the top 10 questions that people ought to be asking before hiring an agent. Tell us about that report.
Yeah, so I offer this free report on my website. You can go to barbhasthebuyers.com and click on the seller guide in the upper left-hand corner. And that guide has all kinds of reports, but one of them is the 10 questions you should ask before you hire an agent. So not everybody interviews people, and not everybody knows what to ask when they are interviewing. Is it, do I like this person? They make a decision not based on whether or not it's a good fit for them and the results driven type of interview, but just more personality, which is okay. I mean, you have to get along with them, but you really need to know, is that person the one that's going to help you get the most money on the sale and help you get to the finish line and give you good advice throughout the entire process. And just so you know, not all real estate agents are the same, not even close. Everybody's experiences are different. And so, I've been around for, late 90s is when I started the business, and everybody's experience as they go through it is different. But there are a lot of people that have been in business for a long time, but they haven't had very many sales. I had one of my friends calls them 30 and 30 agents, 30 transactions in 30 years. So that's a problem, because if they haven't really done the volume, they may not really know what's going on with the market. They may not know the trends. And a lot of people assume that if they get a discount on their commission, that means they're going to net more money. But actually, that's not always the case. In fact, in most cases, it's definitely not the case. And there are some agents that will charge a full fee and really not do very much. They'll take pictures with their smartphone, post it in the MLS. We call it post and hope.
Oh, geez, that's not a strategy.
No, it's hope some other agent brings them the buyer. So you really want to check out, you want to find out what are the questions to ask in order to, decide who is the person that can help you go through this process, make it simple and easy. Moving is not easy no matter when you do it. And selling a home is really quite a big project, but we try to make it as easy as possible. So that's part of what we do. And so most home sellers really don't know what questions to ask. And there are some questions that you can ask about the agent's track record. Now, what's interesting to me, and I know just from looking back on my own experience, it took me a number of years before I figured out what my track record was, because I didn't even know to ask the question. How many sales do you have? How many sales in the area have you had? What is your average list price to sales price? What's your average days on the market? What are you going to do different as compared to other agents? And really, most home sellers don't know what questions to ask. And most agents don't know how to answer those questions. They don't have them readily at the tip of their tongue. So we've created this free report called the 10 Questions to Ask Before You Hire an Agent. And you can go up on our website, barbhasthebuyers.com, click on Seller Guide, and you can download it. One key question that you can ask is, how many buyers are you working with? So when a home seller sells and hires an agent to sell their home, they're actually looking for that agent to sell their home, right? They don't even think about the other 5,000 agents with buyers and how that all impacts everything. And just so you know, Richard, since COVID, during COVID, 77,000 agents got their license. Did you know that?
Whoa. And that tells me there are 77,000 agents out there who've never sold a home, who have no experience, who don't even come remotely close to you and your team. God, I mean, no offense to them, God bless them, but that's not who I want dealing with the number one asset in my entire life.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just scooping up on, hey, fast dollar, fast commission, I can work from home, blah, blah, blah. I talked to an agent not too long ago. I don't know if you're familiar with this company, Redfin, but they have this thing called showing agents. So what they are is they're licensed. They have access to our lockboxes, and they're actually paid by Redfin to open doors. They don't know anything about the house. They are not representing the buyer. They don't know anything about the buyer. They just do what we call Pop-Tart. Somebody asks for a showing, they pop out of the toaster, show up at the house, and hope that maybe that buyer wants to make an offer. And it ends up being some other agent that's not that agent write the offer. To me, it's really frustrating because I know what happens when a showing takes place. Most home sellers believe that this person has researched the property, they've looked at all the details, it meets their criteria because almost everything is available online. Everything's there, the bedroom sizes, the square footage, the water source, whatever they're looking at, the pictures. All this stuff is not mysterious. It's all out there online. So the assumption is for the buyers that when they go to show a house, they've done some level of research and they really want to get in and see that home. And what we're finding is it's not necessarily true. Like we'll still get feedback that says, oh, well, I didn't know there wasn't a master bedroom on the main level. I'm like, well, that's in the MLS. Didn't you read it? Or didn't your agent show it to you? And so we're finding these agents are actually using the opportunity to meet a buyer that maybe will make an offer, okay, by showing your house. So they're using your home as a marketing tool to get in front of a buyer. I don't know if that makes sense, Richard.
It does, but it makes, I mean, I understand it, but it's certainly not what I want happening. Pop-Tart
right.
agents.
So Pop-Tart, call them Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
And we did it for a while. We tracked it. We never closed any of those deals. We never got them to the finish line because when we work with buyers, we actually sit down with them. We find out what they're looking for. We educate them about the market. We make sure their lending is ready to go so that when we are actually at the house, we're showing them a house that actually works with their criteria that they want to see. And we know they're able and ready to buy. It's not an opportunity to flirt with buyers. We're not doing that. So, those are really good questions to ask. How many buyers are you working with? And when you work with buyers, are they qualified to buy the house, right? Or are you just showing up somewhere? So this free report, 10 questions to ask before you hire an agent, is available on my website, barbhasthebuyers.com, or give us a call at 719-301-3900. Another question, how likely is your company likely to bring buyers through my home? Good question. A lot of agents don't have an answer for that. And then here's a really, really important question. What if I'm not happy with the job that you're doing? Can I cancel my contract? There are some agents that they won't cancel their contract. You signed an agreement, you're stuck with me. Could you imagine all the bad reviews that you would get if you said you're stuck with me, for this long period of time during the selling season? Oh my gosh. First of all, there is a paragraph in the contract that says, it's paragraph 19, that if you don't believe the agent's doing what they promised to do, then you could cancel your agreement. But the question is, did the agent actually promise to do anything? Our state exclusive right to sell agreements don't say anything about marketing other than we're going to put it on the internet. We're going to put it in the MLS. That's all they put in there. They don't go any further than that. So you have to write it in, which most agents aren't going to do. Many home sellers actually feel stuck in a long-term contract, but they are not. And you have to tell them, it was my expectation that you did this, we're out, we're moving on. We actually provide our sellers a written seller agreement in writing that goes over all of our guarantees. We have quite a few of them, not just your home sold guaranteed, but honest promises guaranteed, reality-based price guarantee, reality-based timeline guarantee, cancellation guarantee, all these different things, buyers in waiting guarantee. We have well over 22,000 people just on our website that have given us their contact information. They're looking for homes, so we're marketing to them. All these things are really important because not every agent wants to guarantee anything. They're just post and hope agents. So if you're thinking of making a move, give us a call at 719-301-3900, or you can get that free report at barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to the Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker. She is the agent who can help you with great homework on pricing. Your home sold guaranteed realty. You can contact Barb at 719-301-3900 or to order that report on the 10 questions to ask before you hire an agent. Go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Click on the seller guide. That'll be up in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll get the report, or call Barb's team at 719-301-3900. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing home selling checklist. So how to sell up to 11% more even in a shifting market. Plus, we'll be talking about Barb's hot new listings. You don't want to miss that.